Good morning, everyone. Let me see who's all in here. Hey, welcome, RN Student Forensics. Thank you for joining the channel membership. Appreciate that. We only have one life. Shook, Trotter. Shook, I'm so glad they found your grandson. When you came in the other morning, I was upset and I'd been reading. I don't know what I was doing actually because I was upset. I can barely remember that live stream. So I didn't know right away what you was talking about. So my apologies. Katie F, Jamie, Lisa, Jean, Cheryl, Verbal, TC, Never Lose Hope, Mac. Let's see who I'm missing. Of course, RN Student. I thought I saw someone named Boo in here. I was going to say good morning to them. Debbie, good morning. Jackie. Oh, there it is. Booze Love. Good morning. Faithful One. Good morning. Saz, Susie, Julie. Good morning. I've been wondering where you've been. Amber K. Emily, Michelle P. Very Mary. 411 now. Good morning, Will. Hope you had a good weekend. So we're going to talk about the probable cause affidavit that they unsealed with Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, all that. But first, I want to talk about the body that was found, or human remains that was found in a suitcase by teenagers doing TikTok video. I think we should talk about that first, or I will forget when I get into that probable cause affidavit. I will forget totally about it. So when I first saw this story, I shared it in my Patreon. I think it happened in Washington State. And then this morning, I come across another article, and it was some teenagers doing a TikTok video that found this suitcase washed up. I believe it's in Seattle. Let me look real quick. Did I think, see, I get ahead of myself. I don't remember what I say sometimes. Booze Love, thank you for joining the membership. Hey, Mel. I couldn't remember if I thanked you or not. I'm half crazy. I get so tore up about these true crime cases and get to talking. I don't know if I'm coming or going. Okay. See, I have a TikTok account. I haven't been on there in a couple of days, though. I like to watch those little TikTok videos and put up videos of my goat. Okay, it says, see it. TikToking teens find suitcase stuffed with human remains. Jesus Christ. An exploration app led some Washington teenagers Friday to Seattle's waterfront, where they found a suitcase containing a black plastic bag and a very bad smell. The smell they learned later from a Seattle police announcement came from decomposing human remains. The teens were using an app called Randonautica, I think that's how you say it, which generates random coordinates for a location in the general area where the app is used. And they recorded the adventure on TikTok. We may have to watch that. As soon as she opened it, the smell was overwhelming. TikTok user Henry wrote on the video. He said they weren't sure if it was actually a dead body or if it was just food. So they called the police. Gosh, can you imagine finding that? Oh, they got the video here, but I am reading this from my phone. Detectives found several bags containing human remains after the initial call and have launched an investigation. At least one bag was found in the water, police said. On Saturday, they said it wasn't clear how the bags got where they were. Placed there, carried out by the tide somewhere, or washed ashore, or dropped overboard and washed ashore. So they're still going to investigate this. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the nurse that killed her husband and dismembered him. Yeah, she was having an affair with the doctor where she worked, and she wanted rid of her husband. So she dismembered him, killed him, dismembered him, and put him in Suitcase. I believe his own suitcase. Jesus Christ. Prayers, you God. God bless you all. Thank you, Jesus Christ. I've never seen a Jesus Christ account on Twitter. Jesus, I can't imagine my kid finding that. Yuck. Yeah. They said once you smell decomposing human remains, you never forget that smell. Of course not. Gosh, I mean, I hate to say this, but the other day I was walking my dog and I smelled something dead, and you could tell just that smell automatically there was a dead animal. Now, from what I can understand, decomposing body smells a lot worse than a dead animal. It was in the rocks. It's crazy, isn't it, Amber K? It's good to see you in here, Amber. I see y'all Tommy over in Diane's channel. Let me see what else it says. That's all it's saying right now about it. Here's the TikTok video. Okay, hold on just a minute. We could watch the TikTok video, I think. Let me pull it up. I was using my phone to read there a second ago. Sometimes it's stupid screen sharing. It don't want to play videos. StreamYards don't. But we will try. Before we talk about those monsters, Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow, and Alex Cox. Okay. Let me see if I can get the video here. Well, when I'm looking on my Chromebook here, it's not showing the TikTok video. Wait, yeah, it is. Hold on just a second, guys. I'm not looking at the chat because I'm just trying to see if it let me play this TikTok video where they find the suitcase. But I don't know if it's going to let me. And I don't want to get all mad this morning because it really pisses me off when I try to screen share and the stupid videos won't play. I get so pissed. Yeah, it's not going to play it. But I can give you guys the link to this article, and you guys can go over and scroll down and play the video if you would like, if you want to see it. Okay, there's the link to the article. Okay, let me get back to my chat. I could just listen to it on my phone real quick.
Oh, wait, open it. Open it. It's sweet. It stinks, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
I washed it. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
so she's calling the police.
So they just found this suitcase. Looks like one of those that rolls. Just a black suitcase. It was in the rocks. And they just opened it up and kind of took a stick and opened it and kind of poked at the bag. And then they decided to call police. That's basically what it showed. It didn't, the body was wrapped up in plastic bag. Well, I'm sure they're going through all their missing persons reports right now up in Seattle and around close by. Okay, let me get back to my chat. I saw they found before we go to Chad Daybell, they found the remains of a missing Fort Hood soldier. He was found, I believe it was in Texas, in a field. He went missing last year. Let me see if I can find his name. Private Gregory Scott Morales. Now, he was last seen driving his personal vehicle outside the Army base in Killeen on August 19, 2019. The U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Command said that Morales' remains were found in a field after special agents had received information about their location. Foul play is suspected, and the Army and the Killeen Police Department are offering a reward of up to $25,000 for credible information about his death, Morales' death. Okay, hold on. My stupid phone messed up. That is so annoying. I was getting ready to read what the autopsy said, and my phone messed up. Okay, so Morales was identified through dental records and autopsy. Okay, so they're doing an autopsy. They've not got the results yet. That's so sad. Someone could have robbed him and dumped him, or he could have had an enemy. Oh, really, Amber? So the suitcase, there was another bag, a clear bag, and then it was bagged in a black bag. Oh, thank you for that information. Well, if a body's in a suitcase, it's dismembered. Has to be. Dang it, I'm late because my clock is 5 minutes late. Oh, that's okay, KDF. We were just talking about the missing soldier from Fort Hood. He disappeared last year. They finally found his remains. And then we talked about the body that was found by the TikTok users in a suitcase. I was looking at those rocks in that video, and I'm just wondering if that suitcase washed up like that, or if someone threw it off that bridge. It almost looked like someone had threw it off that bridge, the way it was positioned, but who knows? It could have washed up. Yes, I live in Killeen, Texas. Susan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. I think it's Killeen. You live in Texas, so you may know about the Bernie Teed case. That happened in a small Texas town. They made a movie out of it. Jack Black plays in it. We also have a female soldier missing. Really? Someone could have something against soldiers and be doing that. It's kind of weird, 2 soldiers missing from around the same area. See, so you watching Media Hog Melanie Gibb tonight on Dateline? Boy, she loves to be out there. She is freaking Fruit Loop. Angel. She is freaking Fruit Loop. I didn't know she's going to be on Dateline. I'm bad at true crime, aren't I? I didn't know. I used to watch Dateline a lot, but I don't much anymore. Sometimes I do. If they're doing something like this, case I'm real familiar with. Dateline tonight. I'm guessing it's like 9 or 10. We're going to talk about them Fruit Loops right now. I want to get this probable cause thing pulled up. Give me just a second. Okay, I may have to go into my Google Drive. Gosh, my Google Drive's about full on all 3 of my accounts. I got an account for my Rooster and Goats channel. I got my personal email account. And then I got my YouTube one for this channel. And all of them's about full. I'm going to have to upgrade. Okay. My drive's being stubborn. So I read the probable cause affidavit that they released this morning, so it'd be fresh in my memory. A lot of the stuff I already knew. I think I learned how to tell military time, read it in the process of doing this. If it don't show up on my drive, I'm just going to read it from my phone. It seems like, when you try to open your drive up and everything on this StreamYards, it doesn't want to cooperate. I'm trying to think, which one have I got? Chad Daybell's probable cause thing. Let me check this account. Oh, yeah, I know which one. It's on my personal one. My bad. So let me just get on that one. Let me look at the chat because I've not been looking at it. Okay. Goodness gracious, load up. Let me close this other drive out. She's been missing for 5 months now, both missing from Fort Hood. See, I don't believe in coincidences like that. That's not a coincidence, I don't feel. Have you ever watched the ID channel, Homicide Detective? Detective Kincaid says there's no such thing as coincidences in murder cases. Okay, so there's Dawn Lewis's missing persons report in my drive. Let me just search for it. Crap. Let me look on my damn phone here. I'm getting pissed off. Go to my recent. Wait, what account is this on? Oh, it's on CC Life. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm having difficulties here. I can't even find my own stuff. So from what I can gather with this probable cause affidavit is that more than likely Tylee was killed the day they went to Yellowstone Park. I actually wrote those dates down because, my memory is crap. And I think Alex Cox may have been the one that actually did the murder. They're all responsible, of course. In my mind, Lori's more responsible than anyone. She was their mother. So let me go to my screen share. Okay. Let me just give it a minute to load. I am bad not to wait till it loads up and try to scroll. So at the beginning of it, talking about the police officer and his experience. We want to get to the good stuff. Let's see if we, it's too large. So it's talking about, the beginning of this is stuff that we already know, but we will read it and discuss it as I read it. Is that the way y'all want to do it? because I have a lot to say about this. Can everybody see? Oh, let me take that thing down before we get started. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm so bad to leave those little comments up. Lepo Row, good to see you. If I missed him, hey, Karen. If anybody come into the chat and I didn't know it, my apologies. So it says Lori Vallow moved to Rexburg on or about September 1st, 2019, with her children, Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow, and her brother, Alex Cox. Lori resided with her children at 565 Pioneer Road, Unit 175, Rexburg, Idaho. Alex Cox resided in the same complex, initially living in the same unit as Lori, and then moving into his own unit at 565 Pioneer Road, Unit 107, Rexburg, Idaho. Excuse me. Lori Vallow's close friend, Melanie Gibb, has cooperated with the Idaho and Arizona law enforcement regarding the investigation of the children. Melanie Gibb has reported that from September 19, 2019, through the morning of September 23, 2019, she visited Lori Vallow at her residence in Rexburg, Idaho. Gibbs reports that when she arrived in Rexburg, Lori Vallow informed her that JJ Vallow had become a zombie. Gibb further reports that the term zombie refers to an individual whose mortal spirit has left their body, and their body is now the host of another spirit. What a bunch of... God, I don't even want to say. Okay. Where was I leave at? Term zombie refers to an individual whose mortal spirit has left their body, and their body is now the host of another spirit. The new spirit in a, quote, zombie is also considered a dark spirit. While the dark spirit inhabits the host's body, the person's true spirit goes into limbo and is stuck there until the host's body is physically killed. As such, the death of the physical body is seen as the mechanism by which the body's original spirit can be released from limbo. I guess grab this a little bit. This belief was told to Gibb by Lori Vallow. Lori Vallow had learned it from Chad Daybell and immediately told Gibb. Gibb was present with Lori Vallow when Chad Daybell first taught Lori this information over the phone in early 2019 in reference to Charles Vallow. Kind of weird how it says first taught Lori this information. Do you think they meant told? Chad Daybell first told Lori this information? Maybe they meant taught. Okay. Melanie Gibb has further informed me that Lori Vallow called Tylee a zombie in the spring of 2019. Gibb was on the phone with Lori and heard Lori call Tylee a zombie, to which Tylee responded, "Not me, Mom." This arose out of Lori requiring Tylee to babysit JJ, and Tylee did not want to. Lori also told Gibb that Tylee had turned into a zombie when she was 12 or 13, which was approximately the same time Tylee had become difficult to deal with. Everybody that got in Lori and Chad's way were zombies, according to them. Freaking idiots. Melanie Gibb has further informed me that she was told by Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow that they held the religious belief that they were part of the Church of the Firstborn, and their mission in that church was to lead 144,000 people mentioned in the book of Revelation. They also stated their mission was to rid the world of zombies. God, what a bunch of fruitcakes. On January 26, 2020, a search warrant was served on Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow in Kauai, where they were living, and on their vehicle. The children were not found with Chad and Lori in Hawaii, and no evidence was found to suggest they were living with Chad and Lori. Through this investigation, we have discovered that J.J. Vallow was registered at Kennedy Elementary School in Rexburg the first week of September 2019. Kennedy School was informed that J.J. had an individual education plan, or IEP, due to his autism. Kennedy Elementary was in the process of creating a new IEP for JJ. On September 3rd, 2019, JJ had an unexcused absence. On September 24th, 2020, Lori Vallow called Vicki Barton of the Madison School District and informed her that JJ was going to Louisiana with his grandparents and wouldn't be home until the end of October and maybe later. On October 29th, Madison School District was informed that JJ would be homeschooled. During searches of Lori's apartment in Rexburg and subsequent searches of her apartment in Kauai, no evidence of homeschooling material was ever found. No other school district has ever requested JJ's records from the Madison School District. As mentioned, the last verifiable sighting of Tylee Ryan was in Yellowstone National Park on September 8, 2019. Photographs established she was there with her mother, Lori Vallow, her brother, J.J. Vallow, and her uncle, Alex Cox. They drove there in Alex's silver Ford F-150. This trip was further established by tracking the GPS, cell tower connections, Google account information on Alex Cox's phone. The Cellular Analysis Team Survey Team, known as CAST, is an FBI unit that provides analysis of cell phone records and presents the information to law enforcement. CAST has analyzed Alex Cox's phone and provided the location information mentioned in paragraph 13. The CAST analysis provides the location of Cox's phone. Due to my training, experience, and common knowledge, I am aware that most individuals now keep their cell phones with them at all times, and the location of an individual's phone can be used to establish the connection of the owner of the phone. CAST uses a cellular devices, GPS data points, cell tower connections, Wi-Fi connections, and Google tracking information to establish the location of a cell phone. The GPS data points used by CAST are considered to be highly accurate and can place the device within a 6-meter radius. This is where it gets interesting. CAST has further informed law enforcement that Cox's phone exited the west entrance of Yellowstone National Park at 18. I have the times wrote down. So, because I have trouble with military times, I think you just say 1836 or 1845. Let me see. So he exited the west entrance of Yellowstone National Park at 6:40 p.m. to somewhere between from 6:40 to 7:02 p.m., right? He returned to Rexburg around 8:37 p.m. The phone was then at Lori's apartment until 21:35, at which time Cox appeared to go to the Maverick on Main Street in Rexburg at 21:43 hours until 21:53 hours. Cox then went back to Lori's apartment from 22:44 hours. I hate saying this military time, guys. So he was at her apartment from 10:44 p.m. to 11:15 p.m. He goes back to his apartment unit 107 at around, I think it's 4:37 a.m. at 4:37 a.m., and he was at his apartment till about 8:59 a.m. And at 9:21 a.m., he was located at 202 North 1900 East Rexburg, Idaho, Chad Daybell's property. Let me get down to that. I hate those military times. Even though I thought I learned it this morning, they still confuse me, but that's okay. Okay. Okay, on Monday, September 9th, from, it says 12 a.m., and 0044, Cox's phone was located at his apartment 107. However, at 2:42 a.m. to 3:37 a.m., Cox is located again at Lori's apartment, where Lori lived with Tylee and JJ. This is significant not only because he is there in the middle of the night, but because this is the only time in September he appears to go over to Lori's between midnight and 6 a.m. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. Okay. Let me look at my notes here. Okay, so I think the 0437 hours means 9:21 a.m. He was located at Chad Daybell's residence. The 0921 hours reading is a GPS data point and places him behind the home of Chad Daybell's property near the east end of the barn. So the next morning, right? Let me scroll back up. They went to Yellowstone Park, what, September 8th? So the next morning after that trip to Yellowstone Park, he was at Chad Daybell's house in the backyard, y'all. I think they killed Tylee at Yellowstone, or they killed her that night after they got back from Yellowstone Park. Bless this mess. Welcome to Southern Charm. Sorry, guys, I haven't been looking at chat. I got all bumfuzzled with that stupid military time. Just overlook me. I can read something and still don't know how to pronounce that stupid military time. Okay. Let me go back up, see if I didn't miss anything. Okay. Did we read that? At 0437 hours, Alex went back to his own apartment, unit 107, until 8:59. Okay, yeah, we read that. Okay, so the next morning he went to Chad's property. I'm getting confused. Okay. Alex's phone was still at the Daybell residence at 10:39. At 10:47, his phone shows a hit at the city of St. Anthony. So how long was he at Chad's house now? 0921. 0921. So he was there, what, hour or so? Okay, let me finish reading this. So Alex's phone was still at the Daybell residence at 10:39. At 10:47, his phone shows a hit at the city of St. Anthony. At this time, we're unable to tell if he was actually inside the city limits of St. Anthony. St. Anthony is about a 5-minute drive from the Daybell residence, or if this was a cell tower ping on his phone while he was still at the Daybell residence. Okay, so I think that's what it's saying is his phone pinged at close to St. Anthony, but they weren't sure if he was really in St. Anthony or still at the Daybell residence. I'm pretty sure that's what that meant. Through this investigation, the Rexburg Police Department, FBI, have seized, searched, and analyzed multiple cellular devices pursuant to several warrants. On June 1st, 2020, I was informed by Special Agent Rick Wright of the FBI, and the FBI had been examining a phone believed to be owned by Tammy Daybell. Oh, I didn't know her name was Tamara. I like that. Tammy was Chad's wife and died on October 19, 2019. The FBI found a text conversation between Tammy and her husband, Chad Daybell, on September 9, 2019, which is the day after the last known sighting of Tylee Ryan in Yellowstone Park. I believe Tylee was definitely, in my opinion, it's what I'm thinking, she was killed either at that park, or maybe that's why Alex was over at Lori's apartment all night on September 8th. Maybe they killed her in the apartment. Okay. So here's the text conversation between Chad and Tammy. Chad to Tammy at 11:53 a.m. Well, I've had an interesting morning. I felt I should burn all the limb debris by the fire pit before it got too soaked by the coming storms. While I did so, I spotted a big raccoon along the fence. I hurried and got my gun. He was still walking along. I got close enough that one shot did the trick. He is now in our pet cemetery. Fun times. Chad to Tammy, 11:56. Going to shower now, then go right for a while at BYU. Love you. Tammy to Chad, 2:47 p.m. Good for you. Chad to Tammy at 2:48 p.m. I'm back home now. Yeah, you mean y'all got the bodies buried? He shot a raccoon in the daytime? What raccoon is going to be walking along the fence line in the daylight? They're nocturnal, unless it's got rabies. Now, sometimes I feed the raccoons, but sometimes that raccoon does come out before dark. Right about an hour before it's going to get dark. I have seen it do that. But still, it's just a total lie. He didn't shoot no raccoon. My response to him, if my hubby had messaged me then, I'd be like, you saw a raccoon in the daytime? There's something going on in the chat. I don't know, man. It's hard to see what's up when we can't ever get answers from him. Yes. Hey, Michelle P. Well, if anybody's rude or anything, Mud, boil in. Just take them out. I don't got time to deal with that. Okay. Now, the cop, I believe this is what he's saying. I found this text suspicious because raccoons are normally nocturnal animals and are not regularly out during the day. It should be noted that from interviewing neighbors at Chad Daybell, we are aware that in mid-July 2019, Garth Daybell, Chad's son, told neighbors that Chad had shot a raccoon out of a tree on their property during the day. Those neighbors are named Matt and Regan Price. Garth told Matt Price about the raccoon in response to a question from Matt about hearing a gunshot. The Prices informed me that the fire pit in the back of the Daybell property was hardly ever used until the last few months. Regan informed me that there appeared to be frequent bonfires in the pit on the Daybell property over the last few months, and the first one she noticed was soon after Tammy's death on October 19, 2019. Like, I know a lot of people raccoon hunt, but why would you just shoot a raccoon out of the tree? They're trying to sleep during the day for no reason. Yeah, they can be little pests getting into your garden and stuff, but you can get like stuff to keep the raccoons and deer and stuff away from your gardens, get bear repellent, everything. It's just mean, evil. gets pleasure out of killing things. Okay. On June 2nd, 2020, Detective Bruce Mattingly of the Fremont County Sheriff's Office contacted Samantha Williams, who is the sister of Tammy Daybell. He asked her if she was aware of a pet cemetery on Chad and Tammy Daybell's property in Idaho. She informed him that she was aware of the pet cemetery and stated that both she and Tammy were pet people and that they both had pet cemeteries. When asked the location of the pet cemetery on the Daybell property, she stated that it was east of the Red Barn and near the fire pit. On June 4, 2020, I spoke with Samantha, and she informed me she was aware of the location of the pet cemetery on the Daybell property because Tammy had showed it to her. Samantha was then shown an aerial photograph of the Daybell property, and she pointed to the same area near the fire pit where Alex Cox's phone pinged on September 9th, 2019. The above facts established that Alex Cox appeared to be on the Daybell property on September 9th, 2019 until at least 11:39. Chad sent the text to Tammy about burning debris and shooting and burying the raccoon in the pet cemetery only 14 minutes later at 11:53. The pet cemetery referenced by Chad Daybell is located at the same location as most of the pings on Alex Cox's phone on September 9th, 2019. Chad told Tammy this story about this raccoon and stuff because, she would have been asking, why is this dirt disturbed back here on our property? What you been burying? That's why he come up with that raccoon story, burning debris and stuff. Him and Alex were back there getting rid of Tylee's body. Now, I am just wondering, did Alex murder Tylee for them, or did Chad do it? They're all guilty. Lori's even more guilty. She's their mother. Mother's supposed to love, nurture, protect their children. Okay. On June 3rd, 2020, I interviewed Melanie Gibb. God, it's this fruitcake again. And her boyfriend, David Warwick. And somebody's messaging me. Got me mixed up. Pleasant Grove, Idaho. We discussed in depth the weekend of September 22nd and 23rd, 2019. Okay. Due to the fact that Gibb and Warwick stayed in Lori Vallow's residence in Rexburg that weekend. Gibb informed me, consistent with information she had previously given to law enforcement, that she arrived in Rexburg on September 19, 2019. Soon after she arrived, Lori Vallow informed Gibb that JJ had become a zombie and pointed out behaviors such as sitting still and watching TV, claiming JJ said he loved Satan and an increased vocabulary as evidence that JJ was now a zombie. Gibb observed JJ's behavior and felt it to be the same as she always observed it. The child had a prescription for Risperidone, which is, and I looked it up, they give it to kids that has autism. It's an antipsychotic, and it blocks the brain receptors. I didn't write it all down, but basically that's what it does, and calms the kids down. But it can cause them not to sleep, it said. It can have some bad side effects. So I'm just saying, he was probably calm sitting there watching TV because he was taking his medicine. This woman is crazy. She was just making up crap, her and Chad, so they could get rid of these kids, so they could run off together, live on their stupid island. Actually, that island's not stupid. It looks beautiful, but y'all know what I mean. Called it stupid because they're associated with it. I'd actually love to go there. They're going to pin it on Alex, Lori, Chad. Done it. Hey, I hope I'm saying this girl's name right. Lisa Irwin. Gibb left her husband and kids just like Melanie P. When I get through with this, guys, I'm going to look at all y'all's comments. Gosh, it's going to take forever. But we got to read it. Excuse me. Okay. Warwick. Gosh, I have a hard time saying that. Warwick further informed us that when he woke up the morning of September 23rd, 2019, he asked Lori where JJ was. This was between 8 and 9 a.m. Lori informed Warwick and Gibb that JJ had been acting like a zombie and had been crawling on the kitchen cabinetry and had gotten on top of the cabinetry in the space between the cabinetry and the ceiling. She informed Warwick and Gibb that when JJ had climbed upon the cabinetry, that he had knocked a picture of Jesus off the refrigerator. Vallow then informed Warwick and Gibb that Alex had come and taken JJ. That was September 23rd. Okay, let's finish reading this because did she see JJ after that? The FBI CAS team has analyzed Alex Cox's movements the morning of September 23rd, 2019 by his cell phone GPS. At 09:55 hours, Alex is again at Chad Daybell's property. He was there until 10:12 a.m. This pings on his phone located Alex near the pond of Chad's property at the northern edge of his property. On June 3rd, 2020, I asked Special Agent Ricky Wright of the FBI to analyze the frequency of Alex Cox's visits to Chad Daybell's property during the month of September 2019. His response was, per your request, I checked the visits by Alex to Chad's house again. There were only 4 visits by Alex during the month of September. It was on 9/6 from 12:41 hours to 12:53, 9/9, 9:23, and 9:25, 10:05 hours, 10 through 10:22 hours. During the 2 visits on 9/6 and 9/25, all the pings were in and around the house, and there were no pings anywhere in the backyard near the fire pit or pond. As you can see, these visits were also short, about 11 minutes and 17 minutes, like the one on 9/23, 17 minutes. The visit on 9/9 was the only long visit, approximately 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. Wow. So, okay, I'm reading all this. Oh, Will, thank you for the super chat. Love 2CC for doing the stream for all of us. Smash the thumbs up, everyone. Got to get going today. Stay safe. Stay safe out there. Thank you, Will, for the super chat. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do that damn military time. I mean, if that bothers anyone, I'm sorry. But sometimes, that's just the way I am. I can't help it. I get bum puzzled. I thought I learned how to say it this morning, but I guess I didn't. On June 9, 2020, a search warrant was executed on Chad Daybell's residence and property with the assistance of local FBI ERT team. We located at least multiple sites of interest. Those sites were identified and corresponded to the cellular data of Alex Cox's phone when he was on the property, mentioned in paragraphs 12 through 16. Additionally, one of the possible sites correlated to a location on the property Chad had texted his wife about, mentioned in paragraphs 17 and 18. Oh, they're talking about when he texts Tammy. So I'm confused. Was he there when JJ was buried? Maybe one of y'all can answer me in the chat. Okay. The first site of interest was located on the north side of the pond near the north edge of the property. This site corresponded with 2 GPS pings from Alex Cox's phone on September 23rd, 2019. So I guess he was. A patch of ground was located that appeared to be disturbed. The weed growth on the top of the disturbed ground was shorter than the surrounding weed growth. What appeared to be sod etching was also noticed. The disturbed area was approximately 4 feet by 2.5 feet. It's 2.5 mean 2.5, y'all. I hate that military time. I can't say it, y'all. I thought I learned how to say it this morning. I can't say it, so my apologies. My regular viewers know how I am. I get on bumpins them. Okay. Members of the FBI ER team removed the top layer of sod. Underneath the layer of sod were several large flat rocks. The rocks were removed and 2 pieces of flat paneling were found. The paneling was removed and investigators exposed a round object covered in black plastic. Upon exposing the round object covered in black plastic, a strong odor was noticed. An FBI ER team member used a small, sharp instrument and made a small incision in the plastic, and a layer of white plastic was observed. An incision was made into the white layer of plastic, exposing what appeared to be human remains. The crown of a head covered in light brown hair. The remaining dirt around this object was methodically removed, exposing what appeared to be a body wrapped in black plastic. The plastic appeared to be tightly wrapped around the body and secured with gray duct tape. Cheryl Anderson, associate professor of anthropology at Boise State University, was present on scene and advised the remains found near the pond appeared to be human. A second site of interest was located behind a red unattached outbuilding, located roughly in the center of the property near a fire pit. Next to the fire pit is an area used as a pet cemetery. The site correlated to several GPS pings of Alex Cox's phone on September 9, 2019. I knew he was involved in this. Ground in this area was probed with a steel pole, and several areas of disturbed ground were located. During a search of this ground, a buried cat and dog's remains were found. A backhoe was used to dig further layers of dirt. While doing this, bricks were located approximately a foot below the ground. I think they put the bricks and stuff after they put the body in. They put the bricks and so no animals could dig them up. You would have thought him being a grave digger, Chad Daybell, he would have buried them like in a 6-foot grave. Sicko monsters. Okay. Once the bricks were discovered, the soil was examined and what appeared to be 2 bones were located. Based on the condition of the bones, Cheryl Anderson was not able to determine whether the bones were human. Methodically, the dirt in the area was searched, and several other items of interest were found, including other bones, charred tissue, charred bones. Cheryl Anderson indicated these additional bones, both charred and uncharred, and tissue found were human remains. Investigators provided photos of some of the partial remains that were found at the pet cemetery to Sarah Getz, PhD, a forensic anthropologist. Dr. Getz was able to identify those remains as being non-adult human remains. While officers were conducting their search, Chad Daybell was observed by officers to be continuously watching where officers were searching. He was observed watching officers while sitting in his vehicle in his front driveway and while sitting in his vehicle across the street at his daughter's residence. Around the time the head mentioned in paragraphs 32 and 33 were discovered, Chad Daybell was observed leaving his daughter's residence in a gray SUV. I and other officers pursued him in police vehicles, conducted a traffic stop, and detained him due to the fact that human remains were discovered on his property. Gosh, sometimes this takes my breath reading it. Did y'all get what that said? It said about the time the head was discovered. Let me see, where did I see that at? Around the time the head mentioned in paragraph 32. Oh, I think they're talking about when they said they saw the top of someone's head and brown hair. I guess that's what it's talking about. So, looks like Tylee was maybe dismembered and burned. Sick son of a bitches. State of Idaho, plaintiff versus Lori Noreen Vallow, a.k.a. Lori Noreen Daybell. Lori the freaking nuts, what she ought to be called. Let's see what else it says. Okay, so this next part is talking about when the police were first contacted in November to do a welfare check on JJ and Tylee. Yes, I think the head was separate from the body. Oh my goodness. I thought that's what that meant. We only have one life. Well, in the paragraph it said to refer to. In that paragraph, it was talking about when they found the first set of human remains wrapped in plastic. And it said they could see like a head sticking out with brown hair. I thought that's what they were talking about. Do they mean this? I guess they meant the head was separate from the body. I'm not sure. In that last paragraph, that's what it sounded like to me. Here's something interesting I didn't know, or if I knew it, I forgot. Tylee used to drive a Jeep Wrangler. That was in Charles Vallow's name. Even after Charles was shot and killed. That was planned to murder Charles. It was planned for Tammy to die, planned to murder the kids. Everything was planned out, premeditated. And this character, Melanie Gibb, that's all involved, she's responsible too in my eyes. I mean, if someone, a mother, is telling you that they really believe that their kid is a zombie, they're being possessed or whatever, you think you would contact the CPS, because that shows they're mentally unstable if they really believe something like that. I believe people can have spiritual visions, and some people have special gifts. Like, I get that. But how in the world did this woman, Melanie Gibb, go along with this, with their stupid beliefs? She's like, oh, I wasn't all the way, on board with it. But you was on board with it some. Someone told me something like that, I'd probably tell them to get professional help. Bull crap. I damn sure wouldn't be believing it. I believe in God and stuff too. But God almighty. It reads to me, round covered in black plastic. The body was wrapped in black plastic with duct tape. Oh, really? See, I'm trying to read this and worry about how I'm sounding. I missed that. That's why I like talking to y'all. Okay, let's read a little bit. We're about done here. So let's talk about, well, not talk about, read this. On the afternoon of November, I'm going to have to enlarge it. I haven't got my glasses on, can't see it. On the afternoon of November 25th, 2019, the Rexburg Police Department was contacted by the Gilbert, Arizona Police Department about a missing child, hereinafter designated as J.J. Vallow. Date of birth, 5/25/2012. JJ is a 7-year-old boy with autism who's supposed to be living with his adopted mother, Lori Noreen Vallow, a.k.a. Lori Noreen Daybell. JJ's grandmother, Kay Woodcock, had contacted the Gilbert Police Department about doing a welfare check for JJ. Lori Vallow has a daughter, Tylee Ryan, date of birth 9/24/2002, as described further in this affidavit. While the Rexburg Police Department was investigating the disappearance of JJ Vallow, the investigators grew to include a search for Tylee Ryan, who is also missing and has not been seen since September 8th. Firmly believe Tylee died September 8th. And then the next day, Chad was there, Chad and Alex was there burying her body on Chad's property. Doing what else? They're so gruesome. Gosh. Okay. I'm aware that Lori Vallow moved to Rexburg with J.J. Vallow near the first week of September 2019. I'm aware that JJ was enrolled for 3 weeks at Kennedy Elementary School in Rexburg, Idaho. I am further aware that he was seen by neighbors and near his apartment in Rexburg. Through the investigation, the Rexburg Police Department has learned the last day JJ was seen alive was on September 23rd at Kennedy Elementary School. On September 24, 2019, Lori Vallow informed the school that JJ would no longer be attending Kennedy Elementary and that Lori would homeschool him. Kennedy Elementary has informed the Rexburg Police Department that no other school has made requests for JJ's school transcripts. We have been unable to find any witnesses who have seen JJ Vallow since September 24, 2019. I was familiar with Lori Vallow because the Rexburg Police Department had previously been contacted by the Gilbert, Arizona and Chandler, Arizona Police Departments, who requested help to obtain search warrants for a vehicle in Lori's possession. Said vehicle was related to a possible attempted murder of Lori's niece's ex-husband, Brandon Boudreaux, in Arizona. I am aware that Detective Ray Hermosillo, I can't say his name, Hermosillo or something like that, Hermosillo, had also performed intermittent surveillance on Lori Vallow at the request of the Gilbert Police Department starting on November 1st, 2019. We're just going to call him Detective Ray because I cannot pronounce his name. Detective Ray reports that he never once saw JJ when he was performing surveillance during the month of November 2019. I'd say JJ was killed the day she took him out of school, probably next day. The vehicle mentioned in paragraph 6 of this affidavit is a 2008 gray Jeep Wrangler bearing Texas license plate number LWD0997. Said vehicle is registered to Charles Vallow, who is the deceased husband of Lori Vallow. Lori Vallow and Charles Vallow were in the process of getting a divorce when Charles Vallow died. The Gilbert Police Department was interested in this vehicle because it had been identified in an attempted shooting of Brandon Boudreaux in Gilbert, Arizona on October 2nd, 2019. Brandon had previously been married to Lori Vallow's niece, Melanie Boudreaux. At the time of his attempted shooting, Brandon witnessed the Jeep, which he recognized as being the same vehicle that Tylee Ryan regularly drove. Brandon observed a rifle with a silencer come out of the rear window of the Jeep, and then Brandon's vehicle was shot once in the front driver's door frame. As Brandon drove away, the Jeep followed, but eventually turned a different direction. The same Jeep observed by Brandon was seized pursuant to a search warrant in November 2019 in Rexburg, Idaho. It is significant that the vehicle Tylee Ryan reportedly regularly drove was still in Rexburg nearly 2 months after the last known sighting of Tylee Ryan. I am aware through the contact with the Gilbert and Chandler Police Department that Lori Vallow's husband, Charles Vallow, was shot on July 11, 2019 by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Lori Vallow is now married to Chad Daybell from Fremont County, Idaho. Chad Daybell's wife, Tammy Daybell, died in Fremont County, Idaho on October 19, 2019. I was informed that Chad and Lori married approximately 2 weeks after the death of Tammy Daybell. I later confirmed that they were married on November 5th, 2019 on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. By the way, nobody wanted them on that island. The locals wanted them off that island, and I don't blame them. Through our investigation, the Rexburg Police Department discovered photographs of their wedding on a beach in Hawaii. Neither JJ or Tylee were seen in any of the photographs. November 26, 2019, Detective Ray and Detective Hope from the Rexburg Police Department went to Lori's home at 565 Pioneer Road, Unit 175, Rexburg, Idaho, to conduct a welfare check. Detective Ray and Hope met with Lori's brother, Alex Cox, and Chad Daybell outside the residence. Chad acted as if he didn't know Lori very well and stated he didn't know her phone number. Alex told the detectives that JJ was with his grandma, Kay Woodcock, in Louisiana, which was not likely to be true due to the fact that Kay was the individual who first called in a missing child report to the Gilbert Police Department. Alex and Lori may be in apartment 107. Ray and Hope went to apartment 107, but the apartment was completely empty and vacant. At this time, they called me and asked me to come to the premises to help search for JJ Vallow. I think that detective's name is Ray Hermosillo. Shortly after calling me, Detective Hermosillo called me again, indicated he saw Chad Daybell driving a black Chevrolet Equinox away from the residence. Detective Hermosillo stopped Chad and asked him again if he had seen JJ. Chad responded that the last time he had seen JJ was in apartment 107 in October. He also admitted he knew Lori's phone number and provided it to Detective Hermosillo. On the same day, myself and Detective Stubbs of the Rexburg Police Department located and spoke with Lori Vallow in her apartment, number 175. We identified ourselves as Rexburg PD officers. Lori told us that JJ was in Gilbert, Arizona with a friend named Melanie Gibb. We obtained Melanie's phone number from Lori. We ended our contact with Lori and immediately attempted to call Melanie Gibb. We were unable to contact her. Because Detective Stubbs and I were unable to contact Melanie Gibb, we immediately contacted Lori Vallow again, and we requested that she call Melanie Gibb. At this time, Lori told us that Melanie and JJ were at the movie Frozen 2, so it was unlikely that Melanie would answer the phone. We instructed Lori to call Melanie Gibb and have her call us so we could verify the location of JJ. By the evening of November 26, 2019, we had still not heard from Melanie Gibb, so Rexburg PD informed Detective Ray Pillar of the Gilbert Police Department of the information we had received regarding the children being with Melanie Gibb. I was informed later that evening, around 9:30 p.m., that Gilbert police went to the home of Melanie Gibb. Melanie was not home, but Detective Pillar contacted her by phone, and she stated that J.J. Vallow was not staying at her Arizona house and had not been there for several months. On September 26, 2019, Rexburg PD was contacted by Melanie Gibb and informed that both Chad, Daybell, and Lori Vallow called Melanie on November 26, 2019 at separate times and asked her to tell police that she had JJ, even though JJ was not with her. Melanie informed the Rexburg PD that she declined Chad and Lori's request. This further establishes that the statement made to law enforcement by Lori Vallow on September 26, 2019 was false and that Lori Vallow knew it was false. Jesus, God. Did they really think that all these people, her kids, everybody was just going to die all around them and nobody was going to do nothing about it? They was going to get away with it? Okay. The statement Lori made to the Rexburg PD about JJ being with Melanie Gibb delayed the investigation into the whereabouts and safety of JJ by requiring us to take time to investigate a lead that was verified as false. Oh, yeah, she did that on purpose. On November 22nd or 27th, 2019, Rexburg PD obtained search warrants to search Lori Vallow's apartment located at 565 Pioneer Road, Unit 175, Rexburg, Idaho. Melanie Boudreau, also known as Melanie Poloski, Lori Vallow's niece's apartment located at 565 Pioneer Road, Unit 174. Alex Cox, Lori's brother's apartment, located at 565 Pioneer Road, Unit 107, Rexburg, Idaho. This apartment had nothing in it other than a couple of small items in its garbage. All three apartments are part of the same complex. JJ was not located in any of the residents. It appeared to me that most of the clothing in Lori's apartment had been moved. Other furniture was still inside the residence. Rexburg PD believed that she left Rexburg with Chad Daybell the night of November 26, 2019. Melanie Boudreau later confirmed that Chad and Lori did leave Rexburg the night of the 26th. They think they was going to run. Nobody's going to track them down. During the search of Lori's apartment, we found evidence that JJ was prescribed risperidone in the form of a pill bottle labeled with JJ Vallow's name and the prescribed risperidone. I have learned through research that risperidone is a tranquilizer prescribed to treat irritability caused by autism. The prescription was filled for JJ Vallow in January 2019 in Arizona. The risperidone bottle still contained 17 pills. We have verified through the Idaho State Pharmacy Board that said prescription has not been filled in Idaho. Did he not take that medicine all the time? I thought you had to get 2 prescriptions filled every month. Now, is risperidone, I was prescribed Ritalin for my ADHD. I can't take it. I can't take it. It passes me out. I can sit down and it just makes me nod out. It makes me way too calm, too. I don't like it. But I'm just wondering, is risperidone kind of like Ritalin? Okay. On November 27, 2019, Rexburg PD also served a search warrant on Lori Vallow's storage unit located at Self Storage Plus in Rexburg. Inside the storage unit, we found a blanket with pictures of JJ on it, blanket with pictures of Tylee on it, backpack with JJ's initials on it, toys that appeared appropriate for a young boy, winter clothing, other children's clothing, bikes, a scooter, and a photo album. She got rid of her kids and she just thought she was going to just store it away, block it out like they didn't exist. That's what I mean. Rexburg PD was further made aware that a credit debit card Lori Vallow provided to Self Storage Plus was declined on January 2nd of 2020. The owner of Self Storage Plus has reported to law enforcement that as regular operating procedure, he has reached out to Lori Vallow by phone, text, and email, but has not heard back from her. At this time, Lori has not attempted to provide another debit or credit card to Self Storage Plus. Soon after we executed the search warrants to find JJ at the apartments in Rexburg, Gilbert police asked us if they had any record of Tylee Ryan being in Rexburg. Tylee Ryan is Lori's biological daughter from her marriage to Joseph Ryan, who is deceased. So I just find that, he's deceased too. Did she have something to do with Joseph Ryan's death? She could have gave him something to make him have a heart attack. Tylee Ryan has a brother named Colby Ryan. I am aware that Gilbert Police Department has been in contact with Colby. Colby reports the last time he spoke with Tylee was on August 30th, 2019. They FaceTimed. He informed Gilbert Police that when he tried to contact Tylee after August 30th, 2019, Lori would give excuses as to why Tylee could not talk to him. Through our investigation, Rexburg PD has been informed that Tylee moved to Rexburg with Lori on or about September 1st or 2nd, 2019. We have been informed that Lori told Melanie Gibb that Tylee Ryan was attending classes at BYU, Idaho. However, records check at BYU indicate that Tylee was never enrolled at BYU, Idaho, or any other schools affiliated with BYU. Rexburg PD verified Lori Vallow moved into the apartment located at 565 Pioneer Road, number 175 in Rexburg with Tylee and JJ on or around September 1st or 2nd, 2019. This information was corroborated by Lori Vallow's neighbors who lived in the same complex in the next door apartment. They saw Tylee at or around the residence when she moved in with Lori. These same neighbors actually helped Lori move into her apartment. They saw Tylee briefly a couple times after she moved in, but have not seen her since the first couple of weeks of September. Their son played with JJ multiple times. These same neighbors have further informed us through Detective Stubbs of the Rexburg PD that one of their children went to Lori's apartment sometime in late September to play with JJ Vallow. And the child was informed by Lori that JJ was not there and he had gone to stay with his grandma. Another neighbor of Lori who lived directly across the courtyard from Lori at 565 Pioneer Road had a doorbell camera that recorded JJ Vallow outside playing on September 19th, 2019. So I don't think they killed him to around the 20-something. Can't remember what day that was. I think it was like 23rd. Throughout our investigation, we were able to determine through phone records that Tylee accompanied Lori Vallow, Alex Cox, JJ Vallow on a trip to Yellowstone National Park on September 8, 2019. We have obtained photographs of Tylee Ryan at the park entrance through the National Park Service. Although service of the search warrant, Rexburg PD has obtained a photo from Lori Vallow's iCloud account of Tylee Ryan in Yellowstone National Park that is time-stamped on September 8, 2019. This photo is the last time we can find any record of Tylee being with Lori. We have found no witnesses who can verify they have seen Tylee since September 8, 2019. Rexburg PD has verified that Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow flew from Los Angeles, California airport to Kauai on American Airlines on December 1st, 2019. This information was obtained through a search warrant served on American Airlines. Rexburg PD cannot find any information suggesting they have returned to the mainland of the United States since that time. And it appears they have been in Hawaii since they arrived on December 1st, 2019. The same records established that J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan were not with their mother, Lori Vallow, when she flew to Kauai. I am aware that Chad and Lori are currently living at 4141 Queen Emma Drive, Unit 3, Princeville, Kauai, Hawaii. I am in contact with the Kauai police who are monitoring the condo in which Chad and Lori are staying. The children have not been sighted with Chad and Lori. Further, I'm aware that on multiple occasions, Lori and Chad checked into Kauai Beach Resort and that no children checked in with them. That information was provided by an employee at the resort. These are two sick individuals. They kill these kids, bury them in a pet cemetery. Not to mention they killed Charles Vallow and probably Tammy Daybell too. And they fly off to Hawaii and get married and go to resorts and go shopping and go out to eat at nice restaurants, just laughing, having a good time. Sick, evil mofos. Jesus Christ. Okay. Detective Chad Cataluna of the Kauai Police Department has performed surveillance on Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow in Kauai. He has informed us that he has seen Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell at least 3 times since he was made aware that Chad and Lori were residing on Kauai. Detective Cataluna has informed us that not once has he seen JJ or Tylee with Chad or Lori. Of course not. They were already murdered. On December 20th, 2019, the Rexburg Police and FBI published a press release announcing that JJ and Tylee were missing, that Rexburg PD was looking for them and asking for the public's help in locating them. Since December 20th, 2019, this case has received national media attention. Lori Vallow has refused to provide law enforcement with any information regarding the location of her children, Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow. Through this investigation, Rexburg PD has learned that Lori Vallow used the website www.care.com to find a babysitter for JJ. Through service of a search warrant on care.com, we were able to verify the identity of the babysitter who Lori Vallow hired to watch JJ. We contacted this babysitter. She informed us that she watched JJ Vallow on September 9th, the 19th of September. She had met Lori and JJ the day before, September 18th, 2019. The babysitter understood that her employment was going to be ongoing. The babysitter reports that on September 24, 2019, she reached out to Lori and told her that JJ had gone to stay with his grandma for several weeks and the babysitter services were no longer needed. I think that they killed JJ on September 23rd. I could be wrong. That date just sticks out in my head. It just makes sense from everything else we've read. I'm sorry, guys. I've not been looking at the chat. I've got my phone laid down, and I'm just looking at my Chromebook right here. Okay. January 16, 2020, a child protection action was filed by the state of Idaho and Madison County on behalf of JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. The case number is CV 33-20-0045. The court ordered Lori to produce Tylee and JJ within 5 days of service 5 days of the service of the order to the Rexburg Police Department or the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare in Rexburg. Lori Vallow was served that order on Saturday, January 25th, 2020. Detective Chad Cataluna of the Kauai Police Department. Lori did not produce the children within 5 days of being served and has not produced the children to this date. Okay. Other than any current orders in a pending child protection action in Madison County, Idaho, Rexburg PD has not found any court record or order establishing guardianship or parentage of Tylee Ryan with anyone other than Lori Vallow. There's a final decree of adoption from the 14th Judicial District Court, parish. I can't pronounce the parish's name, but it was in the state of Louisiana, establishing Charles and Lori Vallow as the adopted parents of J.J. Vallow, dated July 25th, 2014. As such, the only known living parent of J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan is Lori Vallow. On the dates between January 24th and January 29th, 2020, I was in Hawaii with Detective Hermosillo and the Kauai Police Department. I received a video of Lori Vallow being served with the order in the child protection case, which was filmed by the Kauai Police Department. JJ and Tylee were not seen in the video. While we were there, two FBI agents, Rory Johnson and Douglas McLand, assisted us in performing surveillance on Chad and Lori Vallow. Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow. On the morning of January 26, 2020, they observed Chad and Lori on the beach. JJ and Tylee were not with them. Just living it up, that island life. After they murdered Lori's children, buried them in a pet cemetery, burns me up, ruffles my feathers bad. During the afternoon of January 26, 2020, I observed the Kauai Police Department serve search warrants on the persons of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow and on a black Ford Explorer they had rented. Search warrants were served on them in the parking lot of the Kauai Beach Resort. JJ and Tylee were not with Lori and Chad. The following items were located in their possession: birth certificates for Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow, Tylee Ryan's financial transaction card issued by BBVA, JJ Vallow's iPad identified by his initials on the back, another iPad which was logged into JJ Vallow's Apple account, JJ Vallow's school registration receipts from Kennedy Elementary in Rexburg. So did she have like JJ's iPad with him to make people think maybe the kids were in Hawaii with her? Maybe they quit searching? I don't know. Maybe not. I'm just throwing out a thought in my head. Oh my goodness, I about timed somebody out and not even touching my phone. Okay. Through our investigation, Rexburg PD learned that Tylee Ryan's BBVA financial transaction card, which was found with Lori Vallow, is still active and has been used since the last signing of Tylee. Killed her daughter and using her card. So I'm pretty sure Tylee got money from her father being deceased. Probably survivor's benefits. She probably got insurance money from him too. On January 26, 2020, after the search warrants were served on the person and vehicle of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, a search warrant was served on the condominium located at 4141 Queen Emma Drive, Unit 3, Princeville, Kauai, Hawaii, where Chad and Lori were residing. I personally observed the Kauai police perform the search warrant in the garage of the condominium. There were 2 beach lawn chairs, 2 yoga fitness mats, 2 beach towels. There were no items in the garage that appeared to belong to a minor child. There was nothing found in the condominium that appeared to be Tylee's or JJ's. Further, there was nothing found in the condominium that would indicate that a 7-year-old boy had been there, such as children's clothing, toys, children's books, children's medication, etc. There was a second room other than the master bedroom in the condominium. That second room had no signs of being lived in or otherwise occupied. Throughout the investigation, Rexburg PD discovered that JJ had a service dog for his autism. This dog's name was Bailey, and Bailey was trained by Dog Training Elite in Arizona. On July 22nd, she sent Dog Training Elite, Arizona, an email asking about finding another family for Bailey due to change in life circumstances. Dog Training Elite, AZ, picked up the dog on August 30th. Is that saying like Dog Training Elite Arizona? Is that what their company's named, or are they meaning to separate that? I guess it just means it's in Arizona. Hell, I don't know. Guess it don't matter. Throughout this investigation, I interviewed Chad Daybell's parents, Jack and Sheila Daybell, in Springville, Utah. They informed me that Chad and Lori told them in November that Lori was an empty nester. Lori was an empty nester because she killed her children. No damn empty nester. She's a damn murderess. Through this investigation, Rexburg PD has interviewed Jason and Samantha William. I don't know how you say their name. I have never seen a name G. William. William? I don't know how you say it. Samantha is the sister of deceased Tammy Daybell. Jason and Samantha informed the Rexburg PD that Chad told them that Lori had no juvenile children. I wonder what they said to him. I wonder what Samantha, which is Tammy's sister, said to Chad for marrying someone 2 weeks after her sister had passed away. That'd have been a red flag go up for me. I would have wanted to have known why my sister died in her sleep, in her young woman in her 40s. She probably was suspicious. Okay. On February 16, 2020, Rexburg PD received a tip from a named individual in Maui, Hawaii, that Chad and Lori were renting a car from Hertz Car Rental at the Maui airport. The informant provided a picture of Chad and Lori. JJ and Tally were not with Chad and Lori in the picture. Oh, they was big mad when everybody found out they was on that island. And that reporter, called them, asking them questions. Lori was mad as hell. You could tell. I knew how she acted so cold. I knew a long time ago those kids was passed away. I was trying to hold out hope and hoping I was wrong, but fortunately, that feeling was right. I just knew it. I knew it when I found out that service dog was gone. She got rid of his service dog. Okay. Okay, Rexburg PD has found no evidence or verification of anyone providing for the house, food, clothing, education, or medical care of J.J. Vallow since September 24, 2019, and Tally Ryan since September 8, 2019. So when this affidavit was wrote, it says, as of this date of this affidavit, JJ and Tally are still missing. Due to Lori Vallow, the legal parent and guardian of Tally and JJ, nobody has seen or verifiably heard from Tally since September 8, 2019. Nobody has seen or heard from JJ since September 23, 2019. Lori Vallow has verifiably been living on the island of Kauai, Hawaii since the beginning of December 2019 with her new husband, Chad Daybell. And that not once have they been seen with JJ or Tally. The condominium currently occupied by Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow contains no evidence that any person other than Chad and Lori is living there. Medication prescribed to JJ has not been refilled in the state of Idaho at the time when JJ was verifiably with Lori Vallow. Tally Ryan's financial transaction card was in the possession of Lori Vallow, even though Tally Ryan is not with Lori Vallow. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell have represented to Chad's family that Lori has no juvenile kids. Lori Vallow claimed that she was going to homeschool JJ, but she is not with JJ, and no other educational facility has requested JJ's school records. No verification of another caregiver for JJ or Tally has been found. And that as of January 30th, 2020, Lori Vallow failed to comply with a court order to produce her minor children to the Rexburg PD or the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare within 5 days of being served with an order to do so. And right here it's talking about, I believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow has deserted Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow pursuant to Idaho Code 18-410, which states it shall be a felony for every person who having any children under the age 18 years dependent upon him or her for care, education, or support deserts such a child in any manner whatever with intent to abandon it. I further believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow intentionally and willfully abandoned JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan pursuant to Idaho Code 18-403 and 18-405. Oh my gosh, how much longer is this? I'm dying to chat with y'all. Okay, 47. Due to the fact Lori Vallow has provided verifiable false information to the Rexburg PD by telling Rexburg PD that JJ was located in Arizona with Melanie Gibb. That said, false information obstructed and delayed the investigation into the location of JJ by requiring Rexburg PD to investigate a false lead, and the fact that Lori Vallow solicited Melanie Gibb to cooperate the false information Lori gave to the Rexburg PD. I believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow did resist, delay, or obstruct public officer in the discharge or attempt to discharge a duty of his office, specifically investigating a report of a missing child pursuant to Idaho Code 18-705. Due to the fact that Lori Vallow did solicit a request for Melanie Gibb to provide false information to the Rexburg PD regarding the location of JJ Vallow, which would have further obstructed and delayed Rexburg PD's investigation. I believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow did commit the crime of solicitation to commit a crime pursuant to Idaho Code 18-2001. Due to the fact that Lori Vallow did refuse to obey a law ordered from the court in case number CV33-20-0045 by failing to produce JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan to the Rexburg PD or to the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare in Rexburg on January 30th, 2020. I believe probable cause exists that Lori Vallow did violate Idaho Code 18-1801. And then it's got a 4 out from it. I'm not sure what that means. Due to the following facts, I believe that Lori Vallow is a flight risk. Within a day of when we met with Lori Vallow on November 26, 2019, to ask the whereabouts of the children, Lori Vallow had left the state and was in Hawaii within a week. The charges being filed against Lori are serious. 2 of the charges are felony abandonment of a child, which carries up to 14 years in prison. Lori Vallow has no significant ties to Madison County. She no longer has a home here, and she has abandoned a significant amount of property here. Lori Vallow has already displayed a willingness to disobey and ignore a court order by not producing JJ and Tylee in Rexburg, even though she was specifically ordered by the court to do so and had adequate time to do so. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell have significant financial resources. I am aware that Chad Daybell received at least $430,000 in life insurance proceeds upon the death of his wife, Tammy. As such, Lori and Chad have resources sufficient to help them travel and hide from law enforcement and the court. Based upon the above, I hereby request a warrant to be issued for the arrest of Lori Noreen Vallow, aka Lori Noreen Daybell, for 2 felony counts of desertion and non-support of children, 1 misdemeanor count of resisting and obstructing officers, 1 misdemeanor count of criminal solicitation, 1 misdemeanor count of criminal contempt. I respectively request, based upon the above, the bond to be set in this matter in the amount of $5 million to secure Lori Vallow appearance in court in Madison County, Idaho. And that was dated the 18th day of February. Now, okay. So this was what I downloaded the other day. Her stuff was in with this. Okay, that's the end of it. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, it's so hard to read all that crap about them. My butt's sore. Hold on 1 second. My coffee's cold. I am so sorry that I have not been seeing y'all's comments, but if I look at the chat and I'm trying to read, it really distracts me, and I distract myself enough, you know. But now I'm going to look at everybody's comments. Can I get some coffee, guys? Can I get some coffee and take a little potty break? Please. I'm on mute 1 second. It won't take me but a second. Sorry, guys. I had to go potty. I had to. My butt is so sore because my chair I use back here at my desk is a wooden rocking chair. So if you ever hear something in the background, no, I'm not passing gas. It's when you move in this chair, sometimes it makes a noise, okay? Oh, goodness. That exhausted me reading all that. Grace Cho. And what's with Chad's kids moving in Chad's house the day after they found the kids buried on the property? Okay. So here's what I heard. What's her name? Gracie. I heard that Chad's older daughter, I believe the one that's got the kids, was going to move into that house. And Chad and the other kids were going to move to another location that no one knew about. Now, I actually thought that after they found the remains, they were spotted moving items out. Now, I don't know. We got to get Cece a cushion out. Yeah, usually I bring a pillow in here, but I want like one of those cushions, like you know, the old school ones people used to tie in their rocking chair. They got the little ties so they hold on to the chair. My butt's sore. I'm gonna have to find me a pillow real quick. Let me grab this one. Oh, I need one that actually fits in my chair. This is a nice rocking chair. It's like the 100th anniversary of Grand's furniture, but it's just uncomfortable. Okay. Thank you, TC. I had some trouble with the military time, and that got me a little bum puzzled, but it's like the second time I've read that. I read it this morning. I didn't read the stuff about Lori right there at the end. I have a video coming out later today around 10 a.m. I think I'm behind in the chat here. Oh, that's Will's old comment. I'll put it up on the screen now. Everybody check out 411 now if you're not subscribed to his channel. He does awesome true crime videos. He's a good person too. See, the StreamYards chat is like way behind. So here's what I'm thinking. I think Alex done the murders for him. But some part of me thinks that Chad may have done one of the murders. He seemed to get enjoyment out of killing things like poor little innocent raccoons napping in a tree. I know a lot of people coon hunt. A lot of people kill raccoons because they're pests and stuff. I don't know why people do that for. They're just trying to survive, you know. The whole reason he was texting Tammy that day, Chad was texting Tammy the day Alex was at his property on September 9th, saying that he had shot a raccoon. He was trying to see where she was at and have an excuse to why the ground was disturbed. Have an excuse to why he was, you know, burning stuff. They could have tried to have burnt Tylee. That's why he had that fire that day, then buried the remains, what was left. That's what I'm thinking. Shooting that gun text nailed him. Yes. And it seems like Tammy's sister helped them a lot too, you know, with pointing out, you know, the area where the pet cemetery was at. Alex, I think Alex is what his cell phone data and pings is what led him back there. Then they probably contacted Tammy's sister, showed her that picture, and she's like, yeah. Then they was like, bingo, his phone was back there. Samantha's verifying that, yes, there's a pet cemetery right at that same spot. Alex's phone is pinging. Bingo. Led them to the bodies. I just want to see what all y'all saying, what all y'all think. Now, if anybody doesn't have this probable cause affidavit, you can contact me. I can give it to you. I downloaded it. I actually got it from Crime Online. One of their articles had the option download it. Crap, I'm about to time somebody out. Don't mean to. He was with Alex, so he'd go through with it. Alex was their uncle. Chad was insurance. See, that's something else I'm struggling with in my brain. Alex seemed to be close to Lori, which would mean he was probably close to Tylee and JJ. You would think he would have a hard time killing his niece and nephew. What Verbal is saying is Chad was there to make sure Alex went through with it, which is probably true. Believe that too. I said they killed Tylee at Yellowstone. Yeah, see, I was thinking they may have killed her at Yellowstone, but you know what makes me think they may have killed her in that apartment? Because Alex, that night, he was at Lori's apartment. What did it say? Till like 4 a.m.? Something like that. Then he went to his own apartment. And then the next morning, he went to Chad Daybell's property on September 9th. But you could be right, Never Lose Hope. They could have killed her at the park. He could have been over at Lori's house just discussing their plan after that. Who knows? Well, I'll find out. I like hearing y'all's opinions. MF and Lynette, hey. There's Black Rose. I think the raccoon thing was a lie. I also feel they were involved in the killings. Yeah, he didn't kill a raccoon that day. I doubt it. They didn't say anything about finding a raccoon's remains. They said they found a dog and cat's bones, but they didn't say anything about finding a raccoon. Why bring the dead body all the way back? I don't know. Good question. Why not? Well, I guess they had to wait until Tammy wasn't around so they could go bury it. No matter where they killed her at, they still had to take her body to Chad's property. But I totally get what you're saying. Oh, I was looking at my StreamYards chat. I'm so behind. The autopsy will be telling. Yes, it will. Don't give Lynette a wrench, Morgan says. I'm not. Lisa Irwin. No raccoon. Just a lie. Yeah. He was just trying to see where Tammy was at that day, make sure she wasn't going to, show up and bust them, and also have an excuse to why the land was disturbed. The soil was disturbed. But JJ wasn't killed until later on in September, probably around September 23rd. I'm just wondering. I just want to know when they were killed, who all was present. I'm just really curious about that. I mean, in my mind, they're all guilty, but Lori's even more guilty. She's their mother. How could she let somebody brainwash her into all this? She has to have something really bad. Her wires are crossed up in her brain. I'm curious about what Tammy thought about Daybell's crazy beliefs. I don't think she believed his dumb beliefs. I think that she believed a lot of stuff at the beginning he used to say about his spiritual visions and near-death experiences. I think she went for that, but I don't think she went for the zombies and, Chad liked married women, from what I understand. Everyone that he liked, he would say, oh, we was married in a past life. What a pickup line. I'd laugh if somebody told me that. Tammy died in October 9th or 19th. I've got it written down. Let me see. I get the dates all mixed up. This is just such a crazy, crazy case. Tammy died the 19th of October 2019. And then Alex died in December, Lori's brother. Allegedly. Well, they said it was a blood clot to his lung. I was going to say allegedly a blood clot. I don't know if I believe that. He could have took something that caused that. Lori's father supposedly is schizophrenic. Well, Lisa, schizophrenia is hereditary, and females are more likely to get it than males. My grandfather was paranoid schizophrenic, so that's how I know this. I have always thought that Lori had schizophrenia. Of course, I'm not a doctor, but just from, being around my grandfather and stuff, he, when he was having his episodes, would get into religion and revelations too. Is there any religious funky stuff that goes down at Yellowstone? I don't know. There's been murders at Yellowstone National Park. I don't know if anything was tied to religion. Hey, it's Kim Best. Hey, hon. I missed him, but I'm sorry. April Sunsets. Hey, hon. Lynette, quit hitting on everybody in the chat. You're man crazy. You're cracking me up. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Let me see if I got any more my smokes. Okay. Sorry about that. I was looking for something, couldn't find my other pack, so I'll just wait. It's all good. I would love to go to Yellowstone Park. Now, my grandmother has been to Yellowstone. She's been to the Grand Canyon. Um, her and her sister and one of their friends took a road trip. They did it 2 years in a row. They stayed gone for 6 weeks. They just drove out west. They went to Montana, everywhere. Hey, Norma. Are y'all late? Gosh, I've been live forever. I'm going to have to get off here in a minute. Mac when he had Belphila. What does that mean? It is so disturbing that Tammy lived with Daybell and his level of evil. It's like she had been married to this man since college, guys, and she had no idea what she was married to. You think about that, how scary that is. How many of us have been with our partner for a long time, for years? We think we know them. Do we really? Freaks me out thinking about that. I want to go through the Grand Canyon on a boat. I'm way too scared of heights to see the top. Pedophilia. Oh, it's like pedophilia. Okay, Mac, thank you. Norma, I hope you're doing good. I would like to go through the Grand Canyon too. I'm not afraid of heights. Never lose hope. I think Lori might have seen Chad as a man with money. Was that her fifth husband? Yeah, I think Chad's her fifth husband. Isn't it so weird how, like, they're so religious and preaching to everybody about God and all these beliefs, but yet they break the 10 Commandments? They murdered 2 children. Probably they murdered Charles Vallow. Probably murdered Tammy Daybell. They was having an affair, committing adultery, lying, cheating. But yet they thought that Lori's going to lead 44,000 people into heaven's gates. What in the hell? That don't even make sense. You're preaching God's word and you're committing murder. You're committing adultery. Killed little children. Like, I don't understand. My brain can't comprehend how they think they're going to get into heaven doing that. Could be part of Mormon culture not to question the man as head of household. Yeah. Isn't she a convert? Did she convert? I think she converted because Mormons don't believe in getting a divorce. She's been married 5 times. Now, I do know that Mormons don't drink coffee. Damn sure don't smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol. And they don't get divorced. I learned this by Jody Ayers' case. Plus, I had some of those guys from, I think they're missionaries, from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints visit my house. And let me tell you something, they do not like it. Well, at least these 2 guys didn't, that I disagreed with them. Hey, we got the rights to our own beliefs and opinions. Yeah, I disagreed with them about some prophet. Joseph had a vision of seeing Jesus over here in America. Well, he could have, but that's just not my personal belief. Nothing against the Mormon religion, each their own. I don't judge people what religion, political beliefs. I don't care about stuff like that. But don't push your beliefs onto me. I'm open to hear anyone's religious beliefs, but don't try and make me believe it. I'd give up wine before I'd give up my coffee. Shh. I'd have to give up smoking before I give up my coffee. I get a headache if I don't drink coffee. No cults like disagreements. Yeah, they want you to believe exactly what they say. Kelly, you never know someone till your relationship is over. Exactly. Do you really ever know anyone? Look, Tammy and Chad was married, what, 30 some years? College sweethearts? She probably never dreamed he would cheat on her, let alone, hook up some woman and kill the kids and the woman's husband she's divorcing. She probably never dreamed of that. Probably never entered her mind. However, I do think that she may have been suspicious that Chad was cheating on her. Because us women just know. Cheaters start acting funny when they're having affairs. Plus, Charles Vallow said he was going to email Tammy. Whether he did or not, I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out later on if he really sent that email or not, because I'm very curious about that. I want to know what they gave her to make her appear like she just died naturally in her sleep. They didn't do an autopsy at first. Then they exhumed her. Can't wait to find out those results. I really believe they murdered her. If I'm wrong, I'll say, guys, I was wrong. I apologize. But I really do believe they murdered her. I don't have no evidence of it. Just, all the things that's went on in the case we've read about and heard about. Everyone around them dies. Check out Chris Shelton. He's a Mormon critic. Okay, I will. Let me write that down. I mean, they just got some beliefs that's just not with me. I'm just basically old school kind of Baptist. I'm going to write his name down though. Chris Shelton. I don't really get into religion too deep. I pray. I believe in God. I know a little bit about the Bible. I don't really like to read the book of Revelations, though. It always confuses me and it's scary. Yep, bloody hypocrites. Her first husband was Nelson Yans. He's also an ex-Scientologist. I don't want to offend anybody, but, that Scientologist crap, it's what it is, crap. That's what I'm calling it. That's my opinion about it. I don't mean to offend anyone Scientologist, but, there's a lot of bad things associated with that church, group, whatever you call it. I don't even know if it's a church. I watched Leah Remini, something like that. She's from that show, King of Queens, which I love. And she left the Church of Scientology. And she has been on TV, done series, episodes about it, and it's a cult. I'm sorry, but it's a cult. They hook you up to a lie detector test and everything when you try to join that place. I kid you not. I've watched documentaries about it. Verbal, don't get me started, Cece. Well, I hope I didn't offend. You're not a Scientologist, are you? Scientology is scary. You know something else? I heard that people that Scientologists won't let their kids get medicine. I don't know if that's true or not. But they don't like for them to take it, I know. I know for a fact they don't believe in, psychiatric medicine, antidepressants, stuff like that. Chad's religious beliefs were extreme. LDS means L. Ron Hubbard. Yes. Watch the Joe Rogan with the creator or head of Scientology. Like, I know, like, the basics about Scientology. Well, I kind of know the basics, what it's all about. And, in my eyes, it's crock. Especially, people that I think I watched on one of Leah's episodes. I think it comes on A&E. I think there was some people on there. They were Scientologists. They were having trouble out of their kids, and the church told them, basically their kid didn't need. He was a teenager, didn't need any kind of antidepressants or anything like that, and he killed himself. And they finally, that couple, they left the Church of Scientology. Okay, Emily says, it's not a lie detector. It's a focus pocus stuff. Oh, see, I thought it looked like a lie detector test to me. Verbal says it's a cult. Yeah. That's what I thought too. And you know what? Tom Cruise is really big into that. A lot of those Hollywood celebrities are really big into Scientology. Everybody that works for Tom Cruise is from the Church of Scientology. Yeah. Everybody that works for him. And he's a real asshole. One of his ex-maids, I heard her speak out, talking about his clothes got to be folded like this and that, or, it really triggers him. True, they hate psychiatrists. My boss and his wife tried to convert everyone they knew. I ran. See, that's what I don't like, April. I don't care to hear about somebody's beliefs and stuff, but don't push it on me. Try to make me believe it. I've always been one of them people. I don't care how convincing someone is. I just have my own thoughts. I just don't follow the crowd. I'm not a sheep. And I just, I wouldn't push my religious beliefs on anyone. And I expect the same in return. Check out David Zublick's channel. He has several interviews with the survivor of satanic rituals. Oh, really? I wrote that name down. Hey, I watched this video one time, guys, and it was talking about up in Hollywood, it's nothing but a big cult. If you want to be famous, you got to go through all this crap, like have sex with people, everybody. If you're a big celebrity, if you won't do it, you won't make it big. I watched an interview or video about it. I'll try to find it and share it with you guys. Now, this was kind of like a conspiracy theory video, but a lot of what they were saying made sense. Hollywood, it's just like a cult. You know who has a great channel? It's Crime with Lovely Linda. Linda K. listening? I like her. Is that who you're talking about? They bully to meet their goals. There's a ton of religions that don't believe in medical intervention. See, I'm totally against that. I mean, the Illuminati. Heck no, no sex for you, like Feather said. Hey, I've heard that men and women both that trying to make it big in Hollywood, these big executives and producers, you have to do stuff with them to make it, even the men. And I'll tell you somebody they named, which I was very shocked, which they have no proof of it. They was just saying, they said, Denzel Washington. Good looking Denzel Washington. They put him through, there's a ritual, it's what it is. It's a cult, and there's a ritual. If you want to make it big in Hollywood, they put you through this ritual, and if you don't do it, you're not going to make it big. And they said Denzel Washington went through that ritual, which I have a hard time believing, but that's what they said, allegedly. that they interviewed this guy that was in the music business. He went to one of those Hollywood parties. They tried to make him do that ritual, and he wouldn't do it. So guess what? His music wasn't successful. I'm going to have to find that video. I'm subscribed to this guy's channel. I think he's from California. Casting Couch is True. It's a Crime is the name of her channel. Oh, yeah, I'm subscribed to her. I'm not against that, but I'm only sleeping with someone I want to, period. Yeah. I love Denzel Washington too. That's just one of the names I remembered they mentioned in that video. Like I said, I had a hard time believing that, but some of the other stuff they were saying, I was kind of like, yeah, there might be some truth to that. Yeah. If you want to make it, you got to go through that ritual. It's like a cult. It's like a satanic cult. Night, Mel. See, check your PM. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting ready to shut this down, guys. It's 1:01. I've been live since about 11. I've got to get going and get some stuff done around here. I don't see no new messages right now. I don't see no new messages right now, Jamie. May not have showed up to me. But that's all right. I'll figure it out in just a minute. I don't want to sit there and try to figure it out while I'm live. Anyways, guys, thank y'all for chatting. Sorry I didn't get to talk to a lot of y'all a lot this morning, but I was reading. My apologies for getting bumfuzzled on the military time. It's just something, I struggle with. I can't help it. I'll try to get better at it, but y'all be safe. Welcome to the new channel members. That reminds me, I got to get a shout out video done. Now we do some channel member streams, by the way. What I'm going to do is we're going to have to start having some private member streams. Most of the time when I chat outside on my phone, I just turn, everybody can see it, but I'll just turn members only can chat. But there is another way to do it completely private. So start doing some private streams. Maybe do some true crime trivia. We'll play some more true crime trivia for everybody too, because that book I've got, we only got through like 1 or 2 chapters of it when we played trivia the other morning. But anyways, I love y'all. Thanks to everybody that supports me. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You all rock. And I will see y'all in the morning, Lord willing. Same time, same place. Be kind. Peace. Be safe. Stay out of trouble.